Here we are all laughing. Hello, beautiful 1 million meditators. I'm here with Justyn and Benny, three out of the six ambassadors who put on the very first 1 million global meditation 2 years ago.
Wow.
This is
Yes.
really impromptu.
Amazing.
We're all in different time zones, and it was actually Benny's idea. So why don't we do a live and just share with you what motivated us to do the very first global meditation for 1 million meditators? How about you, Justyn?
Well, I think there was a quote by neuroscientist Dr. Richard Davidson recently where he talks about how our inner relationship with ourselves is reflected in how we have a relationship with the environment and vice versa, right? So our relationship with the environment has an effect on our health, whether we have access to clean water, clean air, and nature. And so I think that this is, a critical mass point in time in history for us to really go within and work with that relationship.
How beautiful. Yes, we're all so busy, like jobs and bank accounts, but really without a clean environment, we can sustain life on the planet. How about you, Betty? What was it for you?
Wow, so many things, and Justin, that was beautiful, by the way. I felt that beautiful energy from you. Um, so I'm just tapping in with my heart here. So for me, this movement that you started, Anita, is such a beautiful, amazing. It's just amazing at the perfect time with what's going on at the Amazon rainforest in Brazil, and what's been going on for a while actually. And last night the Dalai Lama was on talking about, perhaps you saw a picture, snapshot about that, with the Dalai Lama talking about the need. If the Dalai Lama was talking about the need to focus on the earth and Gaia and divine, he calls it the Divine Mother, and that's one of my favorite songs by an artist, Divine Mother, because I feel the field of humanity and the field of Earth, and she needs us too. And so I do love myself, and I do definitely love the planet. So that's
Thank you, Benny.
want to make sure I got snuck that in there, and also most importantly, I've been connecting with the planet a lot more in the last year, grounding because I need to do that for myself. We all need to do that. We need to get out. I know in Japan, I think they hug trees and they did scientific research how
I
important it is
have
to hug the
proof.
tree, right? You hug trees, and the work. There's a lot of work that's being done all over the world that's discovering, without clearly we got to change things, and again, I can't say how proud I am to be a part of this movement, Anita. That what you're doing is really special,
No,
and
it's
it's felt by
we.
a lot of people.
It's us.
What we are doing is really special as 1 million meditator ambassadors, and it's what I'm noticing is since you started the movement 2 years ago, there's been a big shift. There's a lot of people now that are more into this movement that I never ever thought would be into it, right, Justine? And it's like it's just I'm amazed how many people are now attuned to this that I thought were closed off to this.
Yeah,
So that's just my 2 cents for now, and
yeah.
thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Benny. You've participated in each and every meditation. But I want to ask Justin a question. It's like, obviously, by joining us, you believe in the power uh, of global meditation, of making a decision with our mind to say yes, I'll be there for 15 minutes, and bringing up the heart, the emotion of love for ourselves and the planet. But do you have any extra knowledge of how it really, or as it reflects in your life, Justin, as a meditator, that by meditating has this relationship with nature deepened? And can we, as 1 million, actually change the course of the world and affect it so that our planet thrives again?
I think we're in the midst of it. I think we're in this sort of chaos before this shift. And my my belief or my sense of it is that we are to the universe and the planet what our cells are to us. So we each have a responsibility, right? We each
Mm.
are communicating with one another. We need to communicate with love, with one another, within ourselves. It's all the same organism. So I think there's no other more important thing.
I know, I know. And this is the time we're at the crossroads where humanity as a whole is making, and I can feel it too. It's making a huge shift. And there are not just 1 million meditators. There's so many organizations and so many movements that are taking action. And to the 1 million meditators community who's watching us right now, or the replay or the audio on iTunes, if you're listening right now, know that by coming and meditating with 1 million meditators ambassadors during these global events, you might think that it's like, oh, is my 15 minutes going to count? Yes, it counts,
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
yeah.
Because we're getting what were you going to say, Justyn?
Well, we just get caught up in our busy lives. What I'm included in that. I do that too, and sometimes it's like I have to take a moment, stop, and really rethink. What is most important right
Yeah,
now to where to put my energy in, to put my heart into.
I know. I know. It's so important. And every person who joins, every meditator, whether you meditate or you pray, it doesn't matter. As long as we collectively and globally hold the same intention, we are, hello, B, we are adding to and we're amplifying the coherence of the planet, which helps bring about um, healing and thriving again. And talking about thriving and planet and nature, I know that Benny is quite often nature. He's an accomplished photographer. Benny, what do you feel when you look at one of those beautiful,
Eagles?
yes,
Oh my God. First of all, I was absorbing everything that you and Justyn were saying. Such wonderful words and said so eloquently. And for me, like when I see, the beautiful divine eagles, and not just the eagles, but also the egrets, and also see the beauty of nature and how everything works together. And we're a part of that, and we're a major player to make sure that continues for our kids and our grandkids and their grandchildren.
mhm,
And so I know locally that I've noticed a shift. And I think, Justyn, you said something amazing about that things were becoming incoherent before they become coherent, or something like that. The chaos before
it's
the
a bit,
coherence.
yes,
And so I've noticed that not only with humanity but also with nature, and how everything works together. And I never noticed it before, honestly. And I never we have bald eagles in my neighboring town that we haven't seen here in 100 years. And the only reason that's possible is because nature's coming. That the town next to me was fortunate enough to, or my township was fortunate enough to receive them because they chose that town.
Hmm.
And because of the cleaner waters, we're no longer using the pollutants. And I also noticed with with all the different global movements together, there's the Maharishi effect, and how the square root of less than 10% of of the population in that city, it's actually less than 1% actually, right? It's some ridiculously low number, and I think we've already far exceeded it, in the movement for the whole planet. Like if there's 7 billion, we only need a certain percentage of people to be involved in the movement, and I've noticed worldwide that the words are the same no matter what language people are speaking. And so I
exactly.
found that to be amazing.
Oh, thank you for bringing up the Maharishi effect, Betty, because yes,
Sure.
it's so important. The moment we reach a critical mass, which is quite tiny compared to the population of the world, uh, then something magical happens. the intention and the frequency of that small mass of people will actually tip the proverbial tipping point, and suddenly everybody finds themselves acting with more compassion, with more love, and that's it. That's what we're striving towards.
And
Yes, Justyn?
Exactly.
Lynn McTaggart has a lot of science. She's shown that it's not only is it, to your point, Benny, the Maharishi effect, but that it keeps on giving, right? Once we create this energy, this
That's a
momentum
good
of
point.
attention, it
That's
keeps
right.
on giving, just like the healing practices. It's
Right.
it's not just the 15 minutes. It's that 15 minutes as if it's a booster, right? That's
Right.
Yes.
that's shifting energy
The
uh,
field.
into the
It
field.
contributes to the field.
Yeah,
Into the
Yes.
unified field. Thank you for
Yes.
making that point, Justin. That is so important. Is yes,
Yes.
with each global meditation, we're putting
Yeah.
this boost of love in motion, but then it continues to, what's the
oh,
word I'm looking
build
for?
on itself.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
Yeah, because there's a if I may, Rupert, I don't remember his last, but the field of there's a field of what's
Rupert
that?
Rupert
Thank
Sheldrake.
you.
Yeah,
looking
Thank
for,
you.
yes,
yeah.
Thank you. So he's the one who talks about that and the field, and that the field that when we contribute to the field, that it's already there, and some people also call it the Akashic records, and
yeah,
so for humanity, there's one field for all of us. We're all connected, and so when we add that energy, it's building upon itself
exactly,
exponentially, and so also that's what I think I've noticed between nature, Gaia, planet Earth, Anita, and all the wonderful creatures. Like so, what's funny is like in the beautiful recordings on 1 Million Meditators is the whale sounds, and
yes.
where I live in Long Island, the whales have returned,
Mhm.
and so tomorrow, actually Sunday, I'm going to try to see them. That they've come back, and nature's comes back. Nature, planet Earth knows how to bring things back with our help.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing that up, Benny. And I just want to send some love back to Sabine, who's sending us love from Germany,
Mhm.
and Randa, who's excited about our first day, which is tomorrow, dedicated to International Peace Day. Have you, both of you, Justin and Benny, do you feel that it's not a slogan, but a lot of people use it. It's inner peace to outer peace. What does that mean to you?
I think it's to your point, your motto, the I love myself and I love the planet. It's the same thing. It's the same. There's no when we understand there's no separation, then there's no difference between loving the planet and loving ourselves. That you can't do one without the other.
Hmm. And Benny, when do you feel that when you're peaceful, you actually affect global peace? And I know that sounds huge.
Yes, I think, and I feel peaceful now, and I feel actually both of your beautiful energies, by the way, as an empath, like I feel it, and I feel we're really lucky. We're living in a really good time now, where we can change. We are changing. It's happening already.
It
It's
is
we're changing with planet Earth and or Gaia, and so not only is that, it's also within and without, or what's above or below. So it's within us, inner peace. In order to have outer peace, you have to have inner peace, and we're all connected. We're all one. So it's
right.
it's true.
Mhm. Mhm.
Very true words. So tomorrow, I think we have over 40 live stream meditations. They're all dedicated to world peace. And then throughout the weeks, 1 Million Meditators Ambassadors have prepared some surprise meditations. I'm not giving it away. And the next Saturday, 1 Million Meditators has dedicated all of the meditations to all the sentient beings in this world. So please When you choose to come next Saturday, remember to bring Fluffy and Milo and everybody. If you have dogs, please go and be in their midst to meditate with them. And if you'd rather be in nature and sit by a body of water, maybe Benny, you can be with the whales next Saturday.
Yes, well, I might bring you the eagles, if that's okay.
Eagles.
So,
Thank you so much, my dear friends, for making time today to share our common passion and your wisdom and your inspiration. And here
thank you.
is I love you and I love me and I love the planet. I
I
hope
love you
everybody
and I love the planet and I love me and the planet.
thank you,
Thanks,
thank
you
you,
guys. So
thank you.
great.
Thanks, Justyn.
Love. All right. Thank you.
And
Bye.
everybody who has joined us today, thank you for being with us today. And do consider sharing this video to help us spread the love. And if you're watching this or listening to this in replay, it's not too late to share because, as Justyn mentioned, the ripple effect continues. And
Right,
everything,
right.
everything that we give out unconditionally, because everybody here, not just Justin and Benny, but all the other 90 something 1 million meditators ambassadors, they're all volunteers. We are not being paid. We are donating our love and our time to you and to Gaia. Thank you.
And no skills necessary.
Absolutely.
Good heart.
That's
only
right.
only a big heart and a desire to be of service. That's it.
Yeah.
We love you.
Thank you.
I
Love
And
love
you
you,
guys.
my friends.
Okay.
love you both.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye.
Namaste. Love you.
Okay. Love you guys. Bye for now.